Starting the show in 3, 2. Well, lately with Bodega Nights, we've just
Gone straight.
Yeah, we've just been going straight.
So, have we started?
Yeah, we're pretty much recording.
Okay.
Hey, comes Bodega Nights. I'm Joao.
I'm Saxo.
I'm the ironic gamer.
Because he games on a Mac.
And it's not awesome. I'm going to lie.
Right up front, if you're like watching us on YouTube or listening to this on YouTube, like and subscribe or whatever it is, like,
or comment and share and all those other nice things.
I mean, a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Interaction is always appreciated.
Because what I realized about Bodega Nights, is when we end it, like we don't actually like end it properly. Like we don't have a closing spiel.
Yeah.
So like, where do we tell people to like, hey, check out channel14.com or whatever? So
yeah,
like,
we don't have
at the top of the show.
We don't have that kind of proper ending, and we don't have that like basically we tell them that we have like a support us link where you could like use our affiliate stuff or buy our merchandise.
see, you're pushing it, man, right? Because we were I tried to sneak it in as like a regular part of conversation, which is what we do here at Bodega Nights.
Okay.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, have you gone to Amazon? You should check out this link.
Buy a drone with that link.
Yeah. Interesting thing that Paulo brought up about drones, because he wants to use a quad rotor with probably a DSLR to review. And while he's doing this review, I'm assuming he mentioned about a Judas belt, which is a large set of fireworks.
Yes.
Like you're gonna Michael Bay review. What are you reviewing, dude? Like
noise cancelling headphones.
Okay, yeah.
So the idea is that I'm going to like let those explode just to test how well they noise cancel.
Yeah, well, like I can understand like why you would do that with noise cancelling headphones. Like why you would use fireworks for that, right?
Yeah.
But why do you need the drone?
I want to do rotating footage, and I want to do rotating footage.
Okay, the footage is not rotating.
No.
I mean the camera is going around you. Yes.
No, basically circular perspective from the air.
Yeah. So you pretty much want to do Bad Boys on it, like that iconic Bad Boys shot.
That and also like
Are you gonna ask Hans Zimmer to like do your theme song like as this is going on?
I don't know. Do you have his phone number?
I probably would have it somewhere because I did do the cinematography work and we have like a weird list of like all these different composers.
Really now?
I'm pretty sure it's not updated because last time I got that list was
5 years ago. 10.
Well, Windows XP came out.
10.
But then when it comes to like scorers, you only really have like 4 that are actually, that have actually made a name for themselves, right?
4 that have made a name for themselves.
Yeah, like
unless you play video games, you probably might have a little more, maybe 1.
Yeah, but like when it comes to movies, right? All you have really is John Williams, and Howard Shore. But then Howard Shore only for the Lord of the Rings. You have Hans Zimmer. You have what's his name? The guy that did Corpse Bride, Danny Elfman, and
does Elton John count? I still remember him Lion King.
No, dude, Lion King was Zimmer.
It was?
Yeah,
really?
That was Hans Zimmer.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that.
Like, shout out to the Bodega Nights episode from 2 weeks ago or last month or whatever. But like, it was a Bach moment where we were at a McDonald's. Bach walks in all sweaty and stuff. He doesn't bother to say hi to anybody and says, Joao, I think Hans Zimmer's best work was The Lion King. Like, I agreed with him, but like, I just said hi,
I'm imagining a sweaty Bach coming, just from school. I mean, it's been hot lately. Just goes, guys, Hans Zimmer's best work is Disney's Lion King.
All while breathing deeply and entire.
Do you think he was just really like contemplating that? Like he's going, that's why he's all sweaty and like worked up. Like, no, what is his best work? Was it Lion King? Was it Black Hawk Down? Was it this? No, it's Lion King. Oh my God. I have to tell the boys. Am I sure? Go there. Firm. Plants his hand down. Guys, Hans Zimmer's best work, Lion King. And everyone just goes, hey, Bach.
All while he's sweaty in the face.
Pathetic. You don't know the awesomeness that is the Lion King. And in all those weird... Actually, in fairness, I really did love Lion King's music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot more than lots of recent stuff. Even like more than Aladdin. I mean, I enjoyed Aladdin stuff, but Lion King I think had a lot more interesting songs.
Oh, well, the songs though, there's a difference between like this. Although I think Hans Zimmer composed like the songs as well, but
If you do,
like, a lot of it
Can
was
You Feel Love Tonight? That'd be so
score.
amusing.
I'm not sure. I think that was Elton John and whoever his.
Was it Cher?
No, it's
No?
because Elton John doesn't compose. He doesn't do lyrics.
He doesn't do lyrics. What does he do?
He does music.
Oh, okay.
Right, so like all of Elton John has a writing partner. Like
okay.
like Elton John does all of the music, and his writing partner, I cannot for the life of me remember his name, does all of the lyrics.
Huh, okay.
So, like,
that's something I did not know. I mean, I'm not that big into like audio things, so I kind of thought if you're a composer, you probably also did lyrics.
No,
Apparently that's not the case.
necessarily. No.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh, okay, that was good. I thought like something screwed up with the recording, but it seems okay.
Come on,
Okay.
Joao.
Yeah.
It's a Mac running Linux. You
What
say-
could possibly go wrong?
How
That's the best setup ever, I think.
Oh man, how have you guys been?
Oh, interesting.
been a
I'm
while
back
since
on
we've
my.
recorded.
I think I'm back on my crazy diet, so a little good. I mean, not having the carbs, not having the sugar, slightly going insane. So far, okay.
I had beet juice. Well, not just beet juice. It was beets, carrots, and orange. It looked like blood.
Okay, so I'm not going to talk about like ironic game here going insane because like Saxel has beet juice.
No, but I mean, like lately, besides the diet, it's been interesting. Lots of works and stuff. I've been finally being able to play other games beside Minecraft and Borderlands. I kind of like decided to actually look through my Steam library and realize I had games that I didn't realize I owned.
Like Don't Starve.
Oh no, I knew I had Don't Starve.
Okay.
But there are a whole bunch of weird
games?
indie game. There's a whole bunch of indie games I didn't realize
Name
I got.
5 that you played. Name 5 that you played over the past week.
I don't even remember their titles. So you said go load it. Hey, this is interesting. Then go to the next
Okay,
thing.
fine. Describe 5
When
with
did this
3
become
words
a
each.
quiz?
I know
I
one
was
was
like,
I know
describe
one
five.
was Monaco. I know one was like a weird like adventure side scroller. One was Castle Crashers, I think. No, not Castle Crashers. It was like a different one. There's like a whole bunch of other games. I apparently got them all from the Humble Bundles, and I just never cared. As I go to the Humble Bundle and other things, like, hey, I like this one game in particular, and I'll take these other games that come with it.
I'm only
That makes a lot of sense actually.
I'm only asking because I might consider getting some of them.
Like from me, or
No.
they could give
no,
those.
like whenever I actually have the money.
I didn't even realize I had them. I mean, it freaked me out because I'd be looking at the curators or like the special sales going on. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is a cool game. You have this in your library. Like, oh my god, when did I buy you? It was like those weird moments, and it kind of made me question like what I was purchasing.
Really?
But then I
The
realized
humble bundles,
Bundle.
right? Like
Yeah.
how many have they had? Like 8, 9, 10?
Oh god, I've
no,
gone through
they've
some
had
Humble Bundles.
20 plus already.
Wait, the indie bundles.
Yeah. Yes.
They've had like 20 indie bundles?
Yes.
They've had a lot of indie bundles.
20
And-
if you just count the ones they had on PC, Mac, Linux, because they've also had maybe about 5 or anywhere from 5 to 10 on mobile.
And
Yeah,
they have,
they're
they have the
like-
mobile bundles, which I have never gotten. But yeah, the annoying thing also the Humble Bundle is I end up getting lots of games I can't play. Because like the Windows only. So like for like friends on Windows, like, oh, they have, they're buying like 12 games for $4. And me, I'm saying, yay, I got 2 games for $4.
And
That's awesome.
okay.
We get a game.
Oh yeah, the
to be
Linux
fair-
guys, yeah.
To be fair to the humble indie bundle though, like a lot of them are cross-platform. Like you only have the last like humble indie bundle that I can remember, and seeing as I thought like there were only 10 of them, it's been a while.
They constantly refresh those things. They have a new bundle, what was it, every month or every week?
Every 2 weeks. Because like the bundle runs for about 2 weeks because the first week is like you get these games. Then there's a secret other half of games they may release.
Yeah.
Well, they don't tell you until like the next week later. But if you bought like full on the first week, you'll get those other games for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like to kind of convince you to, hey, maybe you should buy it now when it's cheaper.
What's the minimum cost for getting everything?
The minimum cost, meaning like everything?
Recent bundle. For the recent bundle.
$10. $10 is generally the standard thing to get everything. However, like, if you want to get like the most basic stuff, it's based off the average amount spent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is amusing because I am kind of wondering what happens if the average amount, exceeds the cap, like not really a cap, but if you $10 mark, well, the average is $11.
Okay.
Well, given the number of Windows people that don't spend very much money, that isn't likely.
Though, I mean, I have seen some pretty big, like, people, like, pretty big, like, I guess you say it's donations. I mean, it's not like you're buying it.
Yeah.
You're donating and they give you something. Because, I mean, if you're buying it, they have to have a set price and there's a receipt and all these other things going on. Because I remember, I think it was for the RPG bundle. This is actually developer software. This is not actual RPG games you're buying.
Okay.
The entire value of what I was getting was actually bordering, I think, $400.
Okay. Yeah.
I got it all for $15, which is kind of amusing just because I bought these prior, but I lost all my keys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So I bought them again. Then I checked on the donations. Someone actually donated $1,500.
You get a lot of that, like with the Humble Indie Bundle.
Yeah, where I'm like, wow, this guy paid 3 times the value of the actual softwares.
What's it? Like, it's fairly common practice, right? Because you have, like, the top 10 contributors listed there. So if, you're promoting a website or whatever.
Promoting a website.
You make your name like the website name and you just...
Yeah.
Promoting a
makes
website
sense.
or promoting a charity or something.
Yeah, like people have done that.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes honestly a lot of sense.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Maybe you can also do it like leader scoreboards for games. You make your name like, www.channel14.com. Best guy playing Halo. We're gonna get so many Halo kids. Not understanding what we're talking about.
Or like your Twitter handle.
So
Like
who
people
will
do
our
it, right? Like-
so who will our champion be?
Here's the what? Is Twitter still a thing?
Yes, it is.
How is it still alive? The first time I saw Twitter in the first 3 years, I didn't understand why it's alive. Why it
because
works.
it's got like no monetization, right? Like
No,
that's,
not just that. I mean, I don't get it. It's literally status messages and some photos or
Status
pictures you can
messages,
add.
some photos, and a bunch of
It's like
hashtags
Facebook, and you
ads.
tear out everything except for a small section of the feed wall.
140 characters.
yeah, that's what's killing the newspaper.
Really?
Really?
Twitter? Yeah. The bird?
Yeah.
Wait, Twitter
Why?
not Reddit? Twitter not Reddit?
Well,
No, I will accept Twitter over Reddit. I have no issue with Redditors, but the only reason I don't like using Reddit is because there's this weird elitist concept coming out of people who go through Reddit. I don't see it in Twitter generally because Twitter is a really weird mass of people.
yeah.
I just don't appreciate the Redditor community, though there are a lot of good ones. I still suggest if you check it out. I mean, it's interesting, but I just personally don't like the community as a whole.
Admittedly.
Well, I don't know. It's that front page. The front page gets really weird, but once you start getting into like the subreddits,
Oh, the subreddits
some of those
are
are
nice.
amazing, some of those are terrible. Yeah, like I really love the Jupiter Broadcasting subreddits, like because I'm a big fan of Jupiter Broadcasting, so like
Okay.
their subreddits are pretty good. Like the Rooster Teeth subreddits are like pretty
those are nice.
right? Like some of the StarCraft ones are good too.
So the StarCraft ones, like, how many of those are Korean?
What was it though? Like Twitter. I think is like really important to the way society works now because it is the fastest way to get information out.
Yeah.
Actually, I will agree to that. I mean, if I remember that the so-called Bin Laden raid back in like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
The first instances of that thing being brought out was through a guy's Twitter who was living in the area.
Yeah. So
Like
it's
he was within like 800 meters of the place, and he started tweeting. I hear these noises, and that was the first sign that they were compromised via Twitter.
Yeah, so it's the fastest way to get information out there. It's more than like Facebook. It is the reason that in modern journalism there's no such thing as a scoop anymore because of Twitter,
Because of Twitter.
right? Because it's distilling everything that goes on into a headline.
There's also
That's true.
There's also the consideration that
This is assuming that you can like get
Because-
through all of the noise, right?
Yeah, because like Twitter is like 98% trash.
Yeah,
there's
but then
also
like if you follow the right people,
Yes.
that's the way that you can get like all of your news just like that.
There's
So-
also something I noticed. There's also consideration I know about Twitter because you could practically look at nearly all of the Twitter accounts of people without connecting with them in any way. Like
No. For certain individuals, yes, but there's a number of them that you can't. If it's like, I think, a brand, you can obviously, because they're a brand, they have to show publicly.
At least based on my experience.
Alright, because I know lots of, at least when I go to Twitter, I guess I don't look for brands, I really look for like people. It's like, hey, you have Twitter, okay, check it out. Then it's like, private, this thing's private, this thing is private. But if you're a brand, making something private, I can see how it can work, but honestly, you probably want
Funnily
people
enough,
to see.
I've only encountered the whole private thing whenever I know for a fact that this Twitter account is covered by a block bot.
Oh yeah, the bots. But yeah, I'm still surprised though that it's still alive. But yeah, I feel like the second they try to monetize, like they try to make it like a paid service in any way, even they probably
Even
charge
just
1
ads?
cent, like 1 cent in any way.
Even
Like
just
if you have to
ads?
pay to use, because I don't even see where you can put ads. I don't, unless they like have the status, then they have like a freaking like banner.
I'm not
under
sure
it.
though, because like I do know that they have some sort of monetization scheme, like
We can promote your tweet more.
I think they have like promoted tweets that if they aren't shared enough or whatever, they just die, right? But like I think they have promoted tweets. I'm not sure. I'm not really on Twitter, and they do have those verified accounts.
No, the verified
That's like
accounts.
extortion.
I think the verified account is more to, because there are a lot. Have you seen the sheer amount of parody accounts that exist on
Yeah,
Twitter?
yeah.
I mean, honestly, some of those parody accounts are just really, really funny. But there's so many. I'm guessing the verified is just to make sure that this is actually the person's account and you're following the right person, versus a possible imposter who may sound like him but is actually secretly trying to take away all your information.
Right. So like with a verified account though, that's you have to pay for that, right?
Yeah.
So that's another way, because Twitter really doesn't really have like a proper monetization scheme, right? But you can't deny its significance to today's world.
Yep. It just still bothers me how it's a really simplistic system that somehow is alive. I mean, Foursquare is dead, right?
Yeah.
Foursquare is dead, right? It's gone.
I have no idea what
But
that
I have
is.
no idea. Like I'm sure Foursquare is still around.
Because Foursquare, like, this is big. I mean, it's probably alive. I mean, Friendster's alive, but doesn't mean people are on it. I mean, like, Foursquare, I remember before, it was such a big thing where, this is a great way to market your stuff. Go to these places because you have to be a mayor. If you're a mayor, you get all these things.
Yeah,
and suddenly I don't hear anymore.
There's was Foursquare bought by somebody?
I have no idea. It's just one day people just stopped talking about it.
Yeah. Well, because Facebook has like location services already, and Google has location services. So this was like the proto, but then Google really doesn't, But yeah, it was like Foursquare was the proto Facebook location services, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Like when you can check into places on Facebook.
Yep. Which I tell people is not the smartest thing to do.
Oh, have you guys ever looked at your Google dashboards?
We have a Google dashboard?
We have a Google dashboard. It's insane.
Which do you access?
Is that the Google Plus thing?
Just look it up, because it's got all of your information. It's got the information that Google has on you, like your search histories. If you have location services turned on and you have an Android phone,
Yeah.
or have Google Maps on your iPhone or whatever, and you have location services to Google turned on, it's really creepy because it gives you a map like where you've been.
Does it show?
It's
I don't like
extremely
this
creepy.
at all.
Does it show you? Does it show you as a blip on the map?
Yeah. It show you've seen Google Maps, Paulo, right? Like
Yes,
you've seen
I've
Google
seen-
Maps, right?
yes, I've
and
seen Google
you've have you ever used Google Maps to navigate?
To navigate.
Wait, what other thing do you use Google Maps for if not navigating?
I mean, like you type in a place and then it tells you to go, and then in 300 meters you're supposed to
Yeah.
turn right. That sort of thing, right? You know how you have a little blue line that you're supposed to follow? Yeah, it looks sort of like that when you check your location history.
Oh, that's
it
really,
shows-
really creepy.
So, like, check out your Google dashboards, everybody, because it gets pretty creepy.
Is that then the same place where you find where you can click on the stuff like your Gmail and whatnot?
Just go onto Google and search.
Now, at least now I
dashboard.
understand why. I mean, more so why the servers of Google are one of the most well-protected and most secretive places in the world.
Yeah.
You don't know where a server, where the farms
Google
are
server.
or anything. You don't know where they are, but they are all across the world.
Yeah.
That there's one in each region.
Makes you wonder, I mean, like, what will like John or Joam have for their background since they're writers and they probably have one of the weirdest searches?
Yeah.
I am curious what Google thinks they are.
I've said this on the show before, actually. Like how writers have the most colorful search histories.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, you'd think like, like a college boy would have like the weird things. No, look at the average writer. Because like the things you write about can be pretty unusual and you'll probably have the weirdest searches. Damn. And, if taken out of context, I'm sure it can look really, really bad.
This is really good because we're like rehashing content on Bodega Nights.
Ah, okay.
Because we've spoken about this.
Okay.
It was Seema. Seema was on that show. Seema, John.
Oh, I remember that
Right,
one.
we were talking about games. We were talking about video games. We were talking about those
like research into like making the stories and stuff for the games.
Yeah, but then it was specifically those like life simulator sort of games that are like I described them as paper dolls for the 21st century, where you have like a princess and then you have to like manage her life or whatever.
Oh, I remember that as Princess Maker. I remember that
Princess Maker games. John was talking about Princess Maker
My
games.
princess was like Xena. She was a warrior and she didn't take anything. She was an independent, strong woman.
Yeah, John was talking about Princess Maker games and
John
Seema,
plays John played Prince Maker too.
But anyway, and then Seema goes like,
not gay.
why do you know about Princess Maker games? And we started getting into a discussion about the most colorful search histories of writers. Because John, research.
So has John played
research,
Long Live the Queen?
Research.
Not sure, but yeah, I mean, even like when I start writing things, like when I do my stories or when I do things for like my game development where I have to do different researches for different things, yeah, you'd have a weird search history.
Okay.
Actually, I'm curious, what is the weirdest thing that you search for, Paulo, that you can say on the show?
Weird. What? Okay.
I had to add that last part specifically for you.
So how explicit can I be?
Like,
This is Bodega Nights, yo.
Because
like, what's the weirdest thing you search for? Just like out of curiosity, like, you're curious, but if it's taken out of context, it can be really, really bad.
Probably a string of expletives.
no, well, can I?
No, you can't use expletives on Bodega
No,
Nights.
not expletives.
This is a family show.
No,
is?
okay. No.
Family listens to this.
Can I use
Shame on you.
Can I use intercourse?
No.
As a word. Okay.
Wait, what? It's a word?
Intercourse.
Well, you mean you use it now. I mean, at this point, you can't take it back.
Yes.
No take backsies.
Different physicians.
Ah, that's not weird. That's not weird at all. That's so
Weird. That's
normal.
fairly
that's like,
normal.
That's like high school.
Different.
Yeah, man.
That and trying to find how I could induce a sensation of elephant. The same sensation.
An elephant?
Elephant? Yeah, I've seen
An
that.
elephant and a bull elephant and must. I was trying to search for that inducing that sensation in a human.
Well, that's a little weirder, but
That's
then...
a little weird, but still, it's kind of acceptable. I think
Yeah.
one of the weirdest things I had to look for was for one of the books I was writing, the Undead Memoirs.
Yes.
I had to I was researching how much force would it take to crack the skull of a child, because
Yes.
it had to be written there because I had to look at medical injuries. Now I'm like this. If you're just doing that for medical things, like, okay, I need to know this much, so I know that injuries that can happen, like what happens if someone's struck with this much force. But of course, if you're looking at it, like, why is this guy looking for things like these things? And if you see especially if you connect with my Google where I dropped my nephew off at school a number of times,
Yes.
it might seem very questionable.
And then they see Princess Maker games as part of the search results. He's a writer.
Does he play Sims? Oh my god. It can get really weird. I mean, Joao, what's the weirdest thing you probably search for that can be taken out of context in such a bad way?
A lot, actually. Like, in the past couple of years, especially, because I'm taking up law.
Oh yeah, so
So
it's like scenarios, I'm guessing.
What can you what can you share?
Stuff, I'm trying to find you're trying to find a particular case that involves, statutory rape.
Okay.
And so you type in stuff like statutory rape Cebu, like do we have any
Okay.
cases in Cebu that involves some sort of statutory rape? That kind of thing, right?
Well, I'm guessing if they know you're a law person, Google's not going to take it, really strangely.
Yeah, but then in the past couple of years, that's a lot of what my search history has been.
So basically, a lot of legal situations.
Yeah, but then the ones that involve criminal law.
Ah, okay.
Like, those are the ones that, you know, like, why is this person searching whatever, you know? Like, at what age does?
Do you think JJ has that in his search engine?
I still have not found any links to how to induce that bull elephant and musk sensation in a human.
I really don't understand it. I mean, I really don't want to dive into that at all. Maybe because I'm not sure what this bull elephant may be. And the first thing in my head is this is probably not an elephant. I feel like
it's actually a situation that happens with male elephants in mating season.
Wait. Why are you actually looking up elephants in specific?
Because
was this before or after your trip where you rode an elephant?
No, because I remember hearing the term bull elephant in musk, as I heard it from someone.
And that drove you to figure out, I must induce this thing, which I heard from someone else.
No, I heard it from my brother. I heard it...
Well, you know what, dude? Like, I think... Right, Paulo, I think we should, like, drop the subject now.
Yes.
Because, like, you already mentioned, like, bull elephant musk and mating season. That's, that has, sexual assault written all over it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Joao has a history to, back up that research. But yeah, it's those things, those weird things that you probably search for. I actually even remember all those weird captions, all those like weird photos, something you see like on the internet, be it on 9gag or something. Which would you rather have? Would you rather like go without this thing for X number of days, or have the world read out your search history?
World read out my search history? No.
That's like, would you rather would you rather have to work your life to pay off $1 million debt, or let the world like read your search history?
Well, read my search history.
I mean, like, for some people, I guess it's insane because some people feel like you want to pay that million, not because what your search history might be like scandalous anyway, but you feel maybe embarrassed. Not because, I mean, I feel more embarrassed about stupid questions I ask Google than I do actual research. Like the dumbest question I had to ask Google because it just confused me when I saw a truck with it. I saw a truck that said, premium vegetable oil. Then right under it, it said 100% coconut. Now, I know a coconut is not a vegetable. But right then and there, I was only 99.99% sure of my information. So I did go on Google and I had to ask, is a coconut a vegetable?
WTF, what?
Google apparently said, it's not a vegetable. But, I was, at that point, 99.99%. But it's a huge thing. It's a tanker truck that says premium vegetable oil, but it says in huge bold letters, 100% coconut oil. I think you can't make this big a mistake. There has to be something. So 99.99% sure it wasn't, but I just had to know. I just had to be clear that is my life a lie? Is a coconut actually a vegetable? No, it's not.
Yeah.
And I feel like this person might be, when he made this, I kind of wonder, did he question it too? Was a coconut a vegetable? Did he just do it because, I'm being paid to do this? I will not question the client.
I'm starting to think that's because most plant-based oils are classified as vegetable oil.
So we can call like jasmine oil vegetable oil?
If we can call 100% coconut vegetable oil, I'm pretty sure that's a lot more acceptable.
Has been labeled as vegetable oil.
What is palm oil made up?
Oil palm.
What?
Like the fruits of the oil palm.
What?
I don't know. I'm just hearing oil palm.
Because you mentioned
it's not registering.
No, is that like a tree? Is that a palm tree?
Yeah, that's like a commonly grown tree somewhere in like Borneo for basically
we have palm trees. Oil. We have palm trees in the Philippines, right? And the leaf of a palm tree has a better chance of being a vegetable than a coconut.
Yeah.
There.
I will accept that. A leaf might having more chance because a coconut, just from the name itself, and if you've seen a coconut,
yes,
you want to believe this is not a vegetable.
This is not a vegetable.
But it's like searches like that make me more embarrassed because people are like, you're a moron. Like, no, you have to understand the story behind that search, that question.
Where is Okay, no, I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna go on Google and search. Oh, cool. Girlfriend texted. Hey.
I remember those days. But I mean, like, it's those things. Like, I'd be wondering those small things, and those would be the most embarrassing stuff. But yeah, I think even YouTube searches have also been pretty weird. Not because like in fairness, like YouTube, my searches are not weird because I'm like looking for weird things.
Yeah.
But you know how like when a movie comes out that has the same title of something you've been looking for, and those things end up just getting overwritten. It's like you're like Fast and Furious 7. The hashtag they used was FF7.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie and all. I really hated that they used the hashtag FF7.
Yes.
Because that immediately overwrote lots of my FF7, like Final Fantasy 7 things.
Right.
So I'd be getting weird, like, why am I getting, Paul Walker, Vin Diesel, all these, like, I appreciate the movie, like, please go away. I mean, I don't want to look at your material. I enjoy the movie, but leave this thing alone. I want to look at this stuff.
You're looking for Final
And say they
Fantasy
get YouTube
7.
where, like, they have some movies named certain things. Oh, God, I forgot the name of that movie. It overwrote lots of documentaries as kind of because it was a popular one.
Yeah.
Dang.
And suddenly you have to put all these other weird like tags to try to find your movie.
Right.
Yes.
Well, going back to search histories on Google, if you don't want to feel like an idiot, don't ask the question, right? Like you is a coconut a vegetable? Just type in coconut, and then you're gonna end up on the Wikipedia page. And in the first paragraph, you'll get your answer.
The coconut is
a big nut. If you eat too much, you'll be very fat.
Yeah, there. That's how I feel better. That's how I sleep at night.
Okay.
People will never know if I just say this basic thing. They'll never realize why I searched it in the first place.
Yeah, so it's like coconut. Okay, cool. Like, coconut oil. Okay, cool.
At first, though, I don't think I can hide that for some of my research because if I just put child skull, that'll be really creepy no matter how you twist it.
Yeah. But then that isn't the type of search that makes you feel like an idiot.
Oh yeah, it's not.
Right.
But actually, that does make sense. I think the reason why I went to is coconut a vegetable or something is because you know how Google auto finishes?
You want to see if other people have
And
the same
apparently,
question.
it's like one of the top things. Is coconut a vegetable, followed by is coconut a nut, and followed is coconut a fruit. But vegetable apparently was a big search, which does make me wonder how many people had to verify or how many people saw this tanker truck and had to question themselves, is a coconut vegetable? But I do love those like completed search
Oh yeah,
things.
those are really cool.
And I do wonder how it appears. Like, is a group of people really like making this search so common that it has to pop up as a suggested thing? Or is it just Google having its fun?
Yeah, huh? Like, are there that many people that have this question? Although I think that, I think that, given the number of kids on the internet, like, those questions would be... No, that was it.
Yeah.
I would think, like, you have an 8-year-old, for example. You have enough 8-year-olds on the internet, and, like, they don't have the experience to know that if something has seeds, it is a fruit.
Google, the new teacher.
Yeah, it's...
But I mean, no, those things are not so weird. I mean, like, you see those things like this, I hate it when I go outside and someone throws a fridge at me. Like, that was a suggested thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think the weirdest one that has suggested, I don't know if it's going to be bleeped out or anything, is I don't understand why these strawberries are on my nipples. Apparently, it's a book.
Oh!
It's like it's a title of a book. And when I first I am curious, I will check this out. And apparently there's a book in Amazon. Like that very specific title. The same way there's a weird title of a book like, cooking for Jewish Japanese people with pets or something.
Oh, well, yeah.
It was like really oddly specific.
Well, I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense.
But then there are some things that you just wonder, why is it a question? It's like, it doesn't even make sense for someone to ask it in the first place. So, but I mean, you know how Google has fun.
Okay.
Like with lots of their Easter eggs and things, like if you do like skewed, you do those other things, it does all these fun stuff. So I kind of wonder, is this just Google having fun with some of these weird suggestions?
That could be.
Probably someone on the development side just wanted to add it in for a little bit of fun and laugh.
Or are we giving humanity as a whole too much credit? Well, no, I wouldn't think so. Because the people that wouldn't ask like absolutely retarded questions, are the people that find their answers in libraries. No, that doesn't work anymore. No.
You know, my entire time in college, the only time I went to the library was to get my like readings and handouts because that's where like you had to get sometimes. I honestly don't remember ever reading a book from I mean, I read lots of books. I still have a huge queue of books to read, but I honestly don't remember ever getting a book or sitting out and reading in the library ever.
Yeah, me neither. Well, actually, no, I did actually. Yeah, but
Because
not like
you
a
wanted
book.
to or needed to.
It was because that's where like because we got our handouts at the library.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like when we had to make handouts, like we had to.
You have to make handouts?
Well, yeah.
Oh, I mean like the notes and things, you made all these special things for yourself?
What's it?
I got those from my classmate.
When we were MA, right? Like we had to find all of the reading material for the class. Like it wasn't a prescribed list of reading material. It was the student goes out and finds, representative works from the French Renaissance.
Yeah.
So like that's when I had to go to the library and start digging in.
I went to Google. I think I went to Google and like for the library, I have checked out books. I mean, I checked out in my entire time in college, only 3 books.
Oh, okay.
Ever, like 3 books. And of those 3 books, 1 was for me and 2 I just checked out for my friend because he needed to get it.
Okay.
I'm so glad I brought those back in time. To did not get a late fee. One of my friends got a late fee of over 4 years.
Yes, yeah. That was really sad. At that point, dude, just keep the book and pay for it, right?
So you basically just buy it.
Yeah, just buy the book.
Okay.
You know,
I do wonder what is the late fee for 4 years going to be like.
Exorbitant. I'm like, yeah.
Things like the librarian still remembers, like, we thought this book was missing. Like, what is this? Are you sure it's ours?
Yeah, but like at that point, you might as well just like pay them for the book, or better yet, like get it off of Amazon. That way, the library gets like an updated version of it, and you're probably going to save money on that as well.
Because I actually do wonder those things. And how do people just do you think people actually do that because they plan to like just keep that book for themselves, or do you think they honestly forget that they always had that book?
That's a really good question. Why don't you ask? I'm not going to mention his name. Whatever happened though? Like I do remember him mentioning that.
Yeah, I don't remember if he actually ever brought it back, but I do remember he had it for that long a time.
Oh, and I think what happened was his he was doing like work in a group, and they took the book out in his name, and he didn't. They took the book out in his name, and they used the book, and the dude that had the book never bothered to return it to him.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot.
Think that's what
that
happened,
would make
yeah.
a lot more sense. Do you think is the library supposed to call you or notify you if you have it? Do you think can you actually get your clearance with that thing still checked out? No, okay. So I guess that's how he found out. But I'm pretty sure he still was getting his clearance for graduation, and it's like, no, you still have those. Like, I have that book.
Yeah,
Are
because
you sure?
because as part of the clearance process, you have to go to the library to see if you have anything overdue.
Clearance. The game that never happened because my Windows OS crashed when I was... I hate that so much because I remember that the RPG development thing I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I got that specifically because there was a competition ongoing to make a video game.
Right.
And obviously these were Windows-based things. The making games on Mac, like the Mac software for it, is not great. Yeah. So I got the Windows thing. I bought myself a brand new Windows 7, that thing. It's an official Windows 7 run boot camp. I finished about half the coding for the game, and it crashes. And I lost everything.
Windows.
It was alright. In fairness, though, I think it was half the Windows fault and half like how boot camp works. Like it's really hard to recover files from boot camp for some reason. It's
really?
The partition is weird. Like I did not understand it. I might have done a mistake on my side and just somehow like formatted the partition and lost everything. But it did annoy me how it just died. And yeah, the game was supposed to be clearance of fly. It's like one of those games where you are a student running through the entire school trying to get your clearances done.
Oh, that's
and the
really
whole point,
cool.
and the whole point was it was a steampunk school, and it's called clearance to fly because it's a flight school, and you need your clearance to fly so you're going around. Because I remember back in college where people would give strategy guides almost, or tips on how to do your clearance even faster. Yeah. And some people would even show off like, oh, I did my clearance in like 1 hour. I did my clearance in this long. And this is such an amusing concept. I want to make a game off this thing. And while it crashed, I got annoyed. I still have all the things written out how to do that thing, but it's just, I got upset that it crashed.
This sounds like a point-and-click adventure game, dude.
It's like not really point-like.
Like a Nancy Drew style point-and-click adventure game.
Nothing. I was actually looking at almost like a platformer because I grew up with Sonic. So for me, speed runs were a thing. And I thought, hey, clearance, speed runs, we did that. Hey, this would be an amusing game. It's a really weird form of a platformer. But yeah, that's something I was trying to build. Then, Windows 7, not the best thing.
Maybe it's because I've been watching too much of... There's this show by Day 9, one of the StarCraft commentator guys. He has this web series with his friends, and it comes out today. I should be getting home soon. He has this show with his friends called Mostly Walking, where they just do nothing but play point-and-click adventure games, and I've been watching a lot of that. And I've sort of gotten into the whole point-and-click adventure game, like bringing it back to, they played King's Quest.
Oh, King's Quest is fun.
They played Indiana Jones.
The original King's Quest, like the Atari King's Quest?
They played King's Quest 7, I think?
Oh, okay. I thought like, oh my god, that was so cool, where you had to type out stuff.
They played King's Quest 7. They played one of the Nancy Drew games.
Nancy Drew games, in fairness, for its genre, point and click, is actually pretty fun.
They played Grim Fandango. That was the most recent one, and I fallen in love with that game. Oh my god, that game is awesome.
Also interesting, Grim Fandango, there is, in Minecraft, you can find a picture of Grim Fandango in one of the paintings.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, the point-click adventure, those point-click things, is people don't even realize that's a genre. I don't think we actually ever talked about it, but it's an instinct genre in itself. And the interesting thing is, you know who the majority gamer is for the point-click?
I'm listening.
Girls.
Well, that makes sense.
It's really interesting. Girls love it. And actually, it's also interesting because it's also very interesting story-wise. And, I mean, it's not like it's a casual thing, because there's some of these point-click which is pretty hard to do. Like, there's time bases, there are other things going on.
Right.
It's hard to, I mean, it's not going to compare to like, high intensity FPS, MOBAs and other things, but it's an insane kind of like pressure to do.
Some point and click games employ some really, really interesting logic as far as
the entire genre of point and click adventure game is based on like really retarded logic.
Yeah, I know. I know. I don't know. It's like the older, like it's like the further back you get, the more WTF the logic is.
No, in fairness, not all the time. I mean, I think my two favorite point-click adventure of all time was Curse of Monkey Island.
Yes.
And Dave the Tentacle.
Okay,
yeah.
Dave the Tentacle is such a cool one, and surprisingly, not many people know about it. But yeah, Dave the Tentacle was really amusing, but there was like two really questionable sections of that game when it came to the point and click.
Why?
Like, one was, because there's a scene there where you saved a hamster because you had to bring it to the future by cryogenically freezing it in the freezer. And then, like, to melt him, like, you had to use, like, some sort of blow dryer or something. Then he's all wet.
Okay.
So the game's logic, hey, how do you dry off a hamster? I know, stick him in the microwave.
Right? That's like point and click adventure game logic.
No. You don't do it that way. And then the other side, like, it was a section where you went back in time and you need to burn a log in a fireplace. So how would you do this? Now in other games, I'm going to take that log and burn it. No, this one here, no. Since Washington's there, and Washington has false teeth, you want to take those teeth and find a chattering teeth from the present time, bring it there, give it to George Washington, so his teeth start chattering. I mean, chatting like chick, 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 chick.
Yeah.
Then suddenly, oh no, Jefferson, Washington's cold. We have to burn this log. But no, but he's cold.
Yeah, well,
and that was the logic to make him burn wood, was you had to go to the future, get chattering teeth, destroy his teeth, give those to him so it seems like he's cold.
The other weird thing, the other weird thing about point and click adventure games is some of the puzzles, you end up solving the puzzle with, like, sort of brute forcing the puzzle, right? By just randomly clicking or whatever. And it is only after, it is only after you solve the puzzle that you see its significance to the story. I've found that interesting watching and getting into point and click adventure games. Like, you have no idea what you're doing until you're done doing it.
Yeah. I saw that a lot, especially in Curse of Monkey Island.
Yeah.
Like that one scene there where you had a duel with a pirate, and your options to duel was like, you know, you have these flintlock pistols, but the correct one is using a guitar. And you have a freaking like guitar off of some sort.
Right,
then it goes to the point where you're not going to win because this guy is just, you know, going crazy on the guitar. You cannot match his mad riffs and things. So the way to solve that is you get the gun and shoot the guitar.
Oh.
Like, it doesn't make sense until you just kind of like click around until you find something that works. But then there are games like, have you ever played the Indiana Jones point and click adventures?
No, but then the guys on Mostly Walking did.
Yeah, the Indiana Jones
So
like
I'm watching
Infernal
that now.
Machine. I have never finished that game.
Why?
Well, one, I was playing it when I was 8 years old, and that was a game meant for far older people.
Okay.
It's the first point-and-click adventure I played where you could die,
Okay.
and there were multiple options to solve a puzzle. I've never had that before in a point-and-click where you
Right.
had
Okay.
multiple options, and depending what option you chose, it changed the story slightly. So you could have the exact same story if you did everything exactly the same, but if you slightly alter it, you had a different set of options to go somewhere else. It was really interesting, and I found that insane as hell, except in the last part where I thought there's probably some very specific thing. And apparently this game is so unpopular, there was no strategy guide for it. I've checked even today, people don't even know the game exists. Like, I'd get brought to another Indiana Jones game, I think for the SNES and other things.
Okay.
But I would not
ones.
remember there's one for the PC called the Infernal Machine.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, those games were interesting, and that's a good example of point and click that was very intense and interesting. And also probably set up the weirdest search things when I was younger as a kid. What do you do with the magic ball? Which mouth do you put it in? Because like there was balls and you place it in the mouth.
Yeah,
I guess as a kid, you know, for me playing the game it's fine. But if it's one of those games again,
It's the logic, dude. It's point and click adventure logic. Like, you know, I got to put the ball into
Something.
one of these mouths. Like, you know,
Oh, even the
makes
fun part, I
perfect
remember,
sense.
like, to fool one of the guards, like, you could trick him by showing him a really tasty sandwich and make him jealous, so he has to go eat something. He has to go make himself his own sandwich so you can sneak in.
Point and click adventure game logic.
And
I
there's
love
three
it,
ways
dude.
to go through that. Like, you could literally go fisticuffs with the guard and
Yes.
beat him up.
Okay.
Or you could, like, knock him out, like, using some sort of, like, you could make a sandwich and put, like, a pillar or something to knock him out. And there's the other option is you can go up to him, start eating it in front of him, and, like, the model actually, they even made the sounds of him chewing, going, this is such an awesome sandwich.
Yeah.
And, like, the guard's like, wow, your sandwich is so awesome. But I don't want to take yours because you're eating it right now. I so want a sandwich. I'm going to go can you watch this door for me?
This is this is LucasArts, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, say what you want about LucasArts, their point and click adventure games had amazing production value.
Oh yeah, I love them.
Yep.
But it's like this moment was like, I don't know why this would work. As a kid, it seemed fine, but as older now, looking back, can you imagine doing that like to a bank guard or something? Oh, this food is so awesome. Why don't you go make one and leave this vault? I'll take care of it.
Answer: it was the 90s.
Where nothing mattered, you just had to look cool.
What are the point and click adventure games that come out now? With the exception of the Nancy Drew ones.
Lots of it now is just actually finding hidden things, which is
Yeah,
kind of.
right?
I mean, it's okay. I kind of enjoy it also, but it's weird.
Finding hidden things, or basically influencing the flow of the game based
Or
on
like,
what you choose.
Oh no, the
CSI games,
them
point
escape the room games.
Yeah.
like those. Yeah.
To the point, like finding things in the room. What I kind of wonder is, what do these game developers think rooms look like? It's the messiest rooms I've ever seen.
Yeah. But then like those find hidden things. I don't really think of them as point and click adventure games in the same way that, you know, the like Indiana Jones games are point and click adventure games. I think of them more as like Where's Wally or Where's Waldo or whatever.
Well, depending where you're from. I mean, I grew up with Where's Wally. I got Waldo when I saw the TV series, but I got Wally growing up.
I think I got Waldo growing up and Wally with the TV series.
Okay, I see. We got the difference. We got
Yeah,
the difference.
dude.
I got Waldo because I watched the Waldo series in America, and I got Wally from my books here.
Okay. That was weird. But yeah, like those find stuff in a room, like that's what it feels like. But like, have you played those how to escape the room?
Yeah, I've played those. Of course.
Like those feel more like point and click adventure games in the sense that you have a key and you have a little bit of blue tack and flower vase, and you're supposed to do that, or you're supposed to use those three together to be able to get the belt that's on top of the shelf, which you will use to pull the sofa so you can get to the rat's hiding place so that you can get the key to the next room. Like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Actually, it's a funny thing. As much as we're talking about like how like the games can sound so stupid. I mean, the thing I love telling people, as stupid as you think the game logic sounds, like I tell like people from like the Philippines, because I think we can relate to this more, is Shatong.
Yeah.
I try describing Shatong to a foreigner. I mean, even right now, like, how do you describe Shatong? How do you play Shatong, and how does it make sense?
I just go ahead.
Like, the thing, have you played Shatong, right,
yes.
Paulo? How do you describe Shatong to someone who's never played Shatong?
You dig a hole. You dig a small hole. You take 2 bamboo sticks. Am I losing anyone here yet?
No.
Okay. You put the smaller stick in the hole sticking out in a certain way. You take the bigger stick. You smack the smaller stick.
No. You're already jumping.
And Ironic Gamer thought he was a retard for asking whether coconuts were vegetables.
But it's like Shatong's like the weirdest game ever. I mean, I had so much fun playing it in high school, elementary. Never played in college, simply because there's no Shatong field. I actually got the point that Shatong was
fields.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Period.
In elementary, Shatong was banned from the school because we kept digging up the garden to play it. Because
I remember
as Axel said, like we dug up a section.
Yeah.
And how the game worked is you had a really long bamboo stick and you had a really short bamboo stick.
Yeah.
And there are three stages to this.
Yeah.
Stage 1 being you make it like perpendicular to the hole and you'd launch it like a weird catapult type thing.
Yes.
Then after that, you go into the next form, which becomes like baseball.
Yeah.
That's like a baseball-ish thing, but before you hit that, you have to still whack it. You're holding it, whacking it out, and that's where they do the pitch. And after you do that one, you create a sort of lever system where you whack the small stick with the big stick, and as mid-air, you whack it one more time, then you start making points. And if you hit it twice, you get another set of points.
Well, if you actually think about, games in general, like if you try to describe them, like a lot of them are straight up retarded.
Well, no, I mean, there's some games that make perfect sense, and others that don't make sense. Like, we have Shatong and the British have cricket.
Yeah, cricket, like just run back and forth. But like baseball, for example, like baseball as internally the rules make sense, but if you just sort of describe baseball, a guy throws a ball, you hit the ball, you run around, like that seems kind of retarded.
Well, I mean, that makes more sense than Shatong ever will. I mean, I love the game, and guys, if you ever Google it, I mean, it is an insane game to play.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, but it is fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, and then you have games like, we called it the Japanese game, but I actually have no idea what the proper name for it. It's where you have these 2 bases and you kind of run back and forth. It's like a weird version of tag.
I think I'm familiar with the game, but I'm not sure.
But I said we have those weird games, but they make a lot more sense than some of these weird games. And when it comes to these things, I kind of wonder, how did people figure this out? Like, let's make a game like this. Let's do this, then this thing, then this thing. I kind of want to look at that sometimes. Like, how did cricket become a thing? Like, even tennis. Why is it scoring 0, 15, 30, 40? Like, what? What?
What?
I saw a pattern like, okay, 15, 15, 10. Then it goes into, if you're tied, it's now deuce. It's not match point.
Yeah, I actually read somewhere, like, there was an explanation, but I cannot for the life of me, like, remember anymore. But there is some weird explanation for it.
It's just those things. Like,
so if anybody is into tennis, you should, like, email us, contact@channel14.com and explain. Or, yeah,
why is it like that? 15, 10. Then it goes into like a weird match point thing. Then you have to score again. And if you're tied, it doesn't matter how many times you could go. Well, so it's like the first set of numbers really are meaningless.
Okay.
But that's sort of a thing though with like sports that involve hitting some sort of thing over net. Like once you're tied, you have to you have to win by 2 points or whatever. Like volleyball is like that, right?
Yeah.
And like ping pong, I think. Not sure. Well, this just shows how much we really know about sports ball.
We know the sporty because we play video gamey.
We know that the ball has to go somewhere.
What's
My
it like,
first understanding of basketball was from like the NBA Jam. Apparently, basketball is not played 2 versus 2.
Depends. Well, that's something that I have a better understanding of because of like growing up. Because my dad was a really huge fan of the NBA.
Oh, I think all our dads
and the 90s,
were.
right? So like basketball, I have a better understanding of it. Like backcourt violations, stuff like you're only allowed 3 seconds in the paint if you have possession. So it makes a little bit more sense. And football, soccer, because my brother's a really big fan. So like I sort of took it upon myself as the older brother to kind of understand what is this thing that my little brother really loves. So sort of learn some of the rules there. But say stuff like rugby, like there's the scrum, yeah, cool. Whatever that thing is where they all
kind of huddle up and start trying to rip each other's flesh off or something.
And then all of a sudden, like, the ball just
flies out.
Does it count as a ball? Like, it flies up, and then somebody jumps, and like, and then you're supposed to get the thing forward by throwing it back. Like, what? You know?
Oh, talking about weird sports, apparently they're trying to bring in night fighting. And now this is different. Right? This is one they do in Europe where they have like a group of people fight each other in a whole big melee. And like the losers, whoever falls on the ground first, like if you fall on the ground, you're out. Apparently there's a newer one where it's done in Europe where it's either Europe or Australia where they have knights fighting it out in a boxing match. Apparently it was first done as like apparently it was first done with like a halftime type show. Then it got really popular, so they started doing it where, you know, you're mono, you have your armor on, and you're just kind of fighting it out in literally a boxing ring.
Do you have your weapons?
Yeah.
You do have stuff like that, though. You do have things like that started out as like things that happen during halftime and end up becoming its own thing. Like clowns, I think.
Clowns?
Yeah, clowns were never really like the main attractions until there was this one guy, can't remember his name, but there was this one guy that was like the definitive clown. And all of a sudden, people started going to that circus to see the clown.
Huh. Oh, okay.
So,
really?
like, it's
Okay, we're talking about circus. First thing in my head is rodeo clowns.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, you have things like that.
Yeah, it's like one of those weird things where, well, I mean, some of the most amazing things comes out of accident, be it maybe as a small show that got big, or apparently, or things that happened between 2 drunk farmers, which is paintball.